The past couple of weeks, we have been talking about tube jig heads, but we wanted to take a break and talk about something that is so near and dear to our hearts. It is one of the foundations of our business. It is the heart of our family. This month is Down Syndrome Awareness Month. And if you don't know, our oldest daughter, Sam, rocks her extra 21st chromosome and has Down syndrome.
So welcome to October, Down Syndrome Awareness Month, and we thought we would break up the fishing topics to bring you guys into the loop about all things special needs and outdoors and how it's impacted our business and our family for a long time, and hopefully we can bring you some info that can help you along those same lines.
So our daughter Sam came barreling into this world and gave us quite the surprise. We had no idea that she had Down syndrome even up until a week after she was born. She gave us quite the shock, but it was a wonderful shock.
Yeah, so growing up, we're a fishing family, and we would take her out on our boat with the playpen in the boat, and
Yeah.
She's been a part of fishing her whole life, and she still is. You've seen our videos, I'm sure, about her flying across the lake. That's one of her favorite things, is to get on the boat and go fast. And besides that, she's a really good fisherman. She just doesn't want to touch them. And so, that helps me as a guide because I need all the practice I can get handling and de-hooking fish. But it makes us so happy that she's been so involved with all of it.
And I'm probably gonna take credit for her not ever wanting to touch a fish. Do you remember we went fishing at the Roaring Judy Fish Hatchery, and I caught a fish, and it jumped right out of my hands, and Sam was sitting in her stroller, and it landed right in her lap. Do you remember that?
Right in her lap, flopping around, smacking her in the face with its tail. That might have been the end of it.
She was so upset. That poor thing. And I don't think she's ever touched a fish since. So that one could definitely be my fault. But she's outstanding. She loves to go fishing. But she'll, like, if we're fishing from the shoreline and she catches one, as soon as she gets it to the edge of the water, she's backing up with the pole, and the fish follows her, and it freaks her out a bit, so she'll eventually drop the pole and just walk away. She does not want to touch him, but she definitely wants to reel him in.
So speaking of fishing, now that Sam is an adult, and in Colorado you have to be 16 and older is required to have a fishing license, and so that's one thing that we wanted to make everyone aware of, is that the state of Colorado has what's called a disability program. And so we were able to get Sam what's called a resident disability fishing lifetime license, which is free to her.
Mm-hmm.
And she is technically required to have a license, but through this disability program in the state of Colorado, she can get that for free.
And it's forever. The only downside, but I guess now that they have their app, it's good. The only downside is you have to keep the license on you, but they also have the app now, so I guess technically you could log in that way and have it with you at all times in case you ever, for some reason, forgot the license. But the cool thing is there are programs like that in other states, so if you are not in Colorado, definitely research your state and see what they have to offer. Go down to your Parks and Wildlife office or whatever it is called in your state and see if they have a program that's disability specific. It was super simple. We have links to the CPW website in our blog on our website. We'll link it in the this video, this podcast. But it's super easy. You get a letter from your doctor, you send it to the state. It takes a few weeks. I think it took 3 or 4 weeks for us to get the license back, but super simple, really great program if you have a permanent disability is how I think it's listed.
So then kind of along those lines too, there's you can look at state parks passes, there's programs for that, and on the federal level as well, they do a disability program that gives people like Sam a lifetime free pass to all national parks. And so, we're going to talk a lot about different programs and things that can really help get anybody, but especially these kids that need a little more help, into the outdoors and really enjoy it the way the rest of us do too.
Yeah. So another program that we absolutely love is CAST for kids. It's an amazing foundation. Recently, Tightline Outdoors helped put on a fishing tournament in cahoots with CAST. We definitely would love to work with them, partner with them later on for some kind of fishing tournament here for kids with special needs on Blue Mesa. But they are taking the U.S. by storm. They are in so many states and have done so much good for kids with special needs. Definitely look into them if you are looking for an organization to support your kiddo.
So yeah, we'll link that info as well, but it's CAST, CAST for Kids Foundation, and it is a national nonprofit organization. Their website is castforkids.org. And one other thing too is, if you are not directly impacted with someone in your own family, is this organization, CAST for Kids, also is always looking for volunteers on these tournaments to be boat captains.
Yeah.
And so that's a great opportunity for anyone too, to get some of these kids and their families out on a lake where you live, where you can guide them around. And it's kind of like a tournament setting, but there's really cool stuff going on. And so that's another way to get involved, is to sign up as a captain and help these families out by taking them fishing.
So be sure to check out CAST for Kids. They are just such a great organization, and they are all across the nation. So check them out. Another great local resource for us is the Adaptive Sports Center out of Crested Butte, Colorado. They are an outdoor recreation program, and there are many more across the U.S. that do similar things, but Adaptive Sports is unique to Gunnison and Crested Butte. We absolutely love them. We have always been big supporters of them, and they have always been big supporters of our daughter. They have an annual fundraiser every year, and we donate a trip every year. And this year, man, everyone showed up in a big way. And that trip helped raise a lot of money for the adaptive program. And we are so, so grateful for everyone who supported that. But Samantha's done a lot of programs with adaptive over the years. The school partners with adaptive during the winter for skiing and snowboarding, that kind of stuff. And Samantha did that for several years. She probably actually went for the ski patrol dogs. That's what she wanted to see more than actual skiing. But it was so good for her mobility, for her health, for, getting outside, especially in the winter in Gunnison. And it was just so good for her. But she really, really, her favorite part of the whole thing was the ski patrol dogs. But we've also gone on rafting trips with them in the summer. It's been a few years, but I'll never forget us going down the river and Samantha threw the paddle into the river, and they're like, "That's okay, that's all right, it's no big deal." And we eventually got the paddle back, but Sam can be an ornery thing when she wants to. So such a great organization. Look in your local area, and I'm sure there's several across the different states. We're very lucky. If all else fails, definitely come out to Gunnison and check out our adaptive sports program.
So hopefully that gives everyone out there some ideas on how they can get more involved with some of these groups and programs that are available to you. It's made a huge impact on what we do and how we do it. And then kind of to go along with that, from our guiding standpoint, we've been fortunate enough to take dozens and dozens of trips over the years with families and kids, or adults even with certain disabilities, that Sam has really through our business helped us open our eyes to being more, able to accommodate people that way so much better. And I think that, if you're out there listening and you've got a person like our Sam that you want to get more involved with the outdoors, is it's worth doing a little extra research on the available guides or programs out there to make sure that, they have experience with that and they're accommodating with all of that, because there are a lot of little things that can make or break a trip like that. So, wheelchair accessible boats or hunting blinds, or, is the environment safe? Like, is it warm? Is it cold? Is it wet? Do they have covers for their boats? A lot of little things that you need to be accommodated with. It's worth taking a little extra time to call those services and just double check that all your needs are going to get met too. And so I think for us as a guide service, it's certainly helped us be aware and our whole guide team be aware of all those extra little things, because at the end of the day, it's you just want to have a really good experience, and you want your special person to have an even better experience. Catching fish is a bonus, but it's all those other things that really can make it a special experience.
Yeah, and a couple other things to consider is asking them about bathroom breaks. That's something big for us. And another one is like service dogs. Maybe you have a service dog that needs to come with you. Definitely talk to them about that. Our guides have dogs on the boat all the time, but not everybody operates the same. And so it's good to check on those things before you book. So if you have not met our Sam, we recently posted some information about her. She is outstanding. Do you remember she came on our boat for the very first time in her little life vest, her little car seat, wearing oxygen, had a giant oxygen tank with her, and she smiled the whole time we were on the lake. She was so tiny, such a little thing. And now Samantha helps us ship packages, put stickers on packages. She absolutely loves seeing where all the orders come from, talking about different states. Samantha has an incredible memory. Incredible. She knows every dog breed by heart. She knows every country and their flag, what it looks like, what colors it is. She knows every language that they speak in that country. She has an outstanding memory, and she helps us with all the shipping, and we could not do it all without her. We're so blessed, and we're going to do more things with her. We think she would be a fantastic liaison between our company and Cast in the near future. And there's so many other companies we would love to work with and partner with and have her be the whole front of it.
So, October has a lot of different awarenesses to it. Down syndrome awareness, of course, is close to our hearts, but it's also Cancer Awareness Month. And there's so many more.
Bullying Awareness Month, I believe.
Bullying Awareness Month. It's also the start of the rifle hunting season in Colorado. But seriously, there's so many things that we get to get grateful for in our lives, and I think, when these organizations throughout the nation bring to us to be more aware of their cause, I think it really means a lot to take the time and think about what's going on in everybody else's lives and how it can impact yours. And we really encourage everyone to get involved in their best way to help others.
So we hope you will help us celebrate everyone during Down Syndrome Awareness Month, all month long through October. And thank you all so much for listening to another episode of the Level Up Fishing Podcast.